Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How you doing? Hope you having a great weekend. In this video, I want to talk about analysis for USD CAD, USD CHF, USD Swiss, and USD JPY. So I'm starting off with USD CAD, and again from the weekly time frame, I'm just going to draw out, the important zones that I normally look out for and areas that I will be looking to trade in the upcoming week for this pair. So starting with the weekly time frame, so I'm just going to identify our weekly support level, which is this area here. The immediate support level is just around here. As you can see, price got down here once and tested it again over here and bounced to the top. Okay, and I would normally represent this with the blue color just to be able to differentiate the weekly and daily and hourly support and resistance level. On that level again, an important area that I can identify is up here. Okay, so with this, I'll be able to identify my two most important levels, the resistance area and the support area on the weekly time frame. So as you can see here, price tested here as well, here and here again. Now we can as well draw our trend line also from here all the way down here as well. And as you can see from this, that price touched it here, and price is just about bouncing off from that level. You can see that on the weekly time frame, price has formed this pin bar here, this bullish pin bar, which is a strong indication that price will continue to the top, at least all the way to this next resistance level. Then we'll see how price reacts to this level. So from the weekly time frame, that's what I'm looking at. I'm expecting a bullish run in the next couple of weeks to the upside. Okay, it may not be a smooth run, but on the other hand, it could move smoothly as well to the top. If we go to the daily time frame, all right, so we can see from the daily time frame that price has, again, this is the trend line that price has tested here, and price formed this double bottom pattern of some sort, and then bounced off strongly with this. So this one here came up and came back down to test it, forming this pin bar, followed by this strong bullish candle. So which for me is an indication that price is going to the top. So weekly time frame has confirmed a bullish setup, and now the daily time frame confirming a bullish setup as well. So we also need to note this daily support level over here as well. Okay, so I'm just going to map that out, and we'll represent it with the just map this out with a red color as our daily support level on this pair. Then again, the daily resistance level is in line with the weekly resistance level over here. All right, so next we'll go down to the 4-hourly time frame where we take our entry. So as you can see that price has come down, tested this level, tested again and again, forming this bullish engulfing candle, then going all the way to the top. Now with this trade, if you're not already in this setup here, okay, again, let's just identify our weekly support level, which is here. The price has touched 3 times already, so 1, 2, 3, and we can represent that by a different color to differentiate. And I probably would use let's use purple for that. Okay, all right, so yeah, so that's what we're looking at. And then for me, from the daily time frame, I can as well just take this trade straight up, easily take. Once the market open, I can enter my buy trade here, even though there's a possibility that price could still come back down to test this area one more time. And even if that's the case, I'll just enter a small position immediately, put my stop loss around 140 pips or 150 pips, and my take profit will be around 350 pips. So this is what I'm looking at in the weeks coming up. If we go down to the 4-hour time frame again, like I said, price could easily um go to the downside all the way here again before testing, before bouncing to the upside. Note, however, that with fraction, anything can happen, and price can easily break this trend line to the downside and get all the way to this daily support level. So you have to be very careful as well. So make sure that you also have a good stop loss, right? Then while we are trading our 4-hour time frame, we can draw this trend line as well. Okay, and we can trade this trend line accordingly. We can also plot this our 4-hour resistance level. So the immediate resistance level that I can identify is this area here where price is approaching right now. So you can see price has tested it here, here, and here. Price broke through it, and now price is coming to the top as well. So you can easily just take that trade. Also, so if price gets to this resistance level here, we'll see how price reacts. Price can easily break this level here, come back down to retest it again, as well as retest the trend line, and then continue to the top. Okay, so that is one thing that can happen as well. So if you enter this trade immediately and price goes in our direction, then if price breaks this trend line and retest it, as well as this resistance level turn support, then we can enter more positions here, move our stops to break even, and then take more trades to the upside. And we can do that by identifying more key areas and taking more and entering more positions and taking partial profits as time goes on. So for the USD card, this is what I'm looking at for the upcoming week. I'm expecting that price would continue to the upside based on the weekly and daily time frame. And so it's just knowing when to enter your buy trades that is the key. So I would say if you're going to enter your trades, don't enter all your max position immediately at this level. Enter some position here. If price goes back down to test this support level, then you can enter some more positions and wait for price to go to the top. But if price doesn't go down but continues all the way, then you wait for price to break this trend line and retest it for entering more positions as well. And then that you'll be able to leverage on your trades. So this has been my analysis for Euro US for CAD USD CAD. Next I'll be talking about my analysis for USD Swiss franc. So for USD Swiss franc, again, we'll be looking at we'll be drawing our key areas from the weekly time frame and down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we can easily identify the trend as being a downtrend, and you can see from the trend line that price has bounced off this downward trend line several times, making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, and lower lows and lower highs, and price has kept on doing that, okay, until this area where price is a bit ranging now, and but still not able to break the trend line. So we'll see how price reacts. Now price has come all the way down, so you see that price breaks this level now and continues this down move, or possibly break this move to the upside and then continue an up move. Okay, so one of these two will happen. Either the bounce will continue from here to the downside, or there will be a break to the upside, and then this up move will continue. Okay, so so from the wider picture, that's what we can see. So here we just need to plot our main areas. As you can see, by plotting this trend line, this area and this area, you can see that price has broken this trend line now and is going all the way to the downside. So from here, after identifying these trend lines, then is to identify the support areas that we need to look out for. So weekly support area identified by the blue line. Okay, there's also another one here, which can also represent the daily support as well. That's an immediate one here. And then there's also another one here as well, but we'll mark that in the smaller time frames. So on the daily time frame, we can see that price again, like I said, tested this trend line over here, bounced up here, bounced off here, and here as well. And there was a fake out here. All these are all fake outs, as you can see on the daily time frame. And then price broke it back down and it's bounced off it again to the downside. Okay, forming this engulfing candle on the daily time frame. So which is a strong signal that price could continue all the way to the downside. Okay, so if you're not already in this trade, what we can do is that you can easily just take a position from here, enter immediately, put your stop loss up here. It could be about 90 pips or it could be about 100 pips stop loss, just to give you enough space. And your first take profit would be here about 170 pips, and then further down to about 350 pips. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at in the broad picture as well on the daily time frame. We can also identify here from the daily time frame that there is a support level over here as well. Okay, so and even if you draw it all the way down there, you can see that price has more or less tested this area several times. So since this is a daily support, we'll represent it with a red color. Yeah, so price bounced off it here, and here, and now price is approaching that area. So if you're not in this trade and if you don't want to enter immediately, what you can do is to wait and see how price reacts to this area here, because there could be a possibility that price could bounce from here to the upside and then just continue that up move. On the other hand, price could easily break this level to the downside and maybe retest it and then continue all the way down, giving us an opportunity to sell the market and capitalize on it. So I would say for this upcoming week, this area here will be very key. Okay, this daily support level here around the 1900 or the 0.91 level is going to be very key. If we go down to the daily time frame where we normally take our entry, so this is what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking for our reaction over here and wait for price to get down there and see, what price does when price gets down here. If it's going to bounce from here to the top, giving this sort of double bottom pattern, you can also capitalize on it on the 4-hour time frame. If we're able to do that, at least we'll be gaining about 120 pips on that trade and just risking about 30-40 pips, which is a very good risk to reward ratio. That's if price gives us a sell opportunity down here. But if not, and price breaks this level to the downside, okay, then we should be waiting for the retest. Price gives us a bearish signal around here. We take our sell trade and we'll take it all the way to the downside, getting more pips on that move. Okay, so even the short move as well on the 4-hourly time frame would give us we're risking only about 40 pips on that move, and we'll probably be gaining about 150 pips on that move. But if you look at it from the 4-hourly, from the daily time frame, and you take your entry immediately price opens, then you'll be risking more. But on the other hand, you'll be looking at the the long term, maybe in a couple of weeks for that trade to play out. So I would say, because the 4-hour time frame is where we take our entry, we are risking less than we would normally do. So just wait for price to break this level and wait for a retest and enter on the retest, and you should gain at least 150 pips on this move in USD Swiss franc. So this has been my analysis for USD Swiss franc. I am generally bearish on this trade just because of the break of this trend line, but I wouldn't rush to enter any trade until there's a break of this daily support level over here, and then wait for the retest. And once the price has retested and giving me a bearish signal, then I'll take my trade to the downside. So this has been my analysis for USD Swiss franc. Next, I'll be talking about my analysis for USDJPY. So for USDJPY, again, we're working our way down from the weekly time frame to the 4-hour time frame, and then on the weekly time frame, we can see that price got to this level here and has formed this bearish candle, followed by this second bearish pin bar here. Price tried to push up, but there was a lot of sellers in the market and push price back down. So for me, this means that price will most likely continue its down move on this pair. So I'll just identify the key areas as we normally do on the higher time frame and then on the smaller time frame as well. So on the higher time frame, we can see some support areas over here. Okay, so we can easily just plot that, and that will give us some areas to look out for in the near future. And so normally I just would lay out all these areas and just be waiting for price reactions around there. So normally I just look for areas that price has tested multiple times, and I identify them as my key areas where I have to look out for price reactions. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, so these are the areas I'm looking at. All right, then I can go all the way, then I can go down to the daily time frame to identify some more key levels of structure as well. Okay, so on the daily time frame, we can see that price now is approaching this trend line as well as support level, because it's been tested 1, 2, and now it's coming back to test it, and it was tested in the past as well if we move all the way to the left. So this area here will be our key area where we'll be looking for price reaction. All right, so if you're not in this trade already, I would say you should wait until price get down to this level, the 112.5 level, and we'll see what price gives us when price gets there. Okay, there's a possibility that price could get here and bounce off this level to continue to the upside, because if you look at it in the long term, price has been giving this has been moving in an uptrend. Okay, and forming these higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, and now it's bouncing back down to form this higher low down here, and price could bounce all the way to the top. Okay, so that's one thing that you should look out for. Also, there's a possibility that this could break, this intersection here could break, and then price could retest it and then continue to the downside. But for me, what I consider, it's probably unlikely that would happen any moment from now, and I'm expecting price to actually bounce from this level. It may not happen, but that's why we have to wait and see what sort of um, candlestick pattern forms around this area, especially on the daily time frame. Okay, so if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, for me, it's still more or less the same thing, that I wouldn't be trading. No, the 4-hour time frame, I'll just wait for price to get down to this level, and that's just my bias. But if you feel like you need to trade this level, then the next area you need to be looking out for is just this level over here, and you'll be looking for a break below this area. And once price breaks this level of structure here, then you expect that price will continue to the downside. So, but I would say, even if price breaks this level, just wait for price to get down to that level, because I believe price will. And once it does, then you start planning your trade, because price would give us a very good opportunity to make a lot of money, because price would move, at least nothing less than 500, but like maybe 300 pips, I guess. So if price goes back all the way to this level, you're getting about 350 pips on that move, and you probably will be risking about maybe 100 pips, so which is a very good risk to reward ratio as well. So I would encourage you to wait for price to get down to that level and see how price reacts. So most likely there will be a bounce to the upside. So that's, and for you to be able to capitalize on this trade as it moves down, you plot your trend line, and as price gets to all these key areas again, then you start adding more positions so that you can make more money from this particular trade. So this has basically been my analysis for USDJPY. I'm expecting for price to continue to the downside initially. When price gets to this key area here around the 112.5 level, then I'll be looking for my buy opportunities there as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's quite long, but I hope it's been very helpful for you. If it has, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel. And I'll leave a link to my Telegram group in the description. The group just basically us just discussing our trades as the weeks go on, or on the daily basis. just to help people capitalize from the market and not make silly decisions as well. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next analysis video. Peace.